Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
My God.
None of you said anything. What? Okay.
You had one job.
I'm not
job
taking the
to
blame.
do.
I didn't know what
I
it's
had
supposed to
one
look
job
like.
to do. I had one job, and I did not do it.
Oh, the sickness.
Oh, pneumonia. You are
Oh, no.
the worst.
I mean, for what it's worth, that was a really great show.
It was a really great
But
show.
nobody
that
else
no one heard.
Bitch.
On the off chance that this gets released, we just recorded a really great hour-long podcast. Well, let me rephrase. We just spoke to each other for an hour.
We didn't record shit.
Maybe we
That-
just need a good catch up. I don't know.
Oh God. What the fuck?
So some of you might be wondering, hey, what was all that about? I'm going to blame COVID.
No,
I'm going to blame pneumonia.
Let's
I'm going to blame a
the blamey.
lack of tech savvy
Sure.
on the part of my producer.
Producer and for now still co-host, I guess.
Shaky ground, Fenton. Shaky
I'm
ground.
so sorry. So you've been transported to about a month ago. When there was a lot of COVID happening. I had pneumonia. Not that that's an excuse for not doing my one fucking job, which is to hit the record button.
I might add that you had pneumonia on the heels of kidney stones.
Oh, that's true. That's
Right?
true.
So-
It seems so long ago now. I don't recall. But yes, I did have kidney stones. I then got pneumonia the next day. So I was in a bad way. But so was the show as a result that did not ever exist because we recorded for an entire hour and then didn't.
Derek didn't hit record.
Anyway, welcome now to Bitter Coffee. My name's Derek Fenton.
And I am Kelly Coffee.
I
And
have some. Yes, go ahead.
go ahead.
Kelly.
No, please.
All right, I have some bad news. Tim will no longer be able to join us as a guest on the show because Tim Chang has joined us full time as a co-host of Bitter Coffee. Welcome,
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me
Tim.
again.
Tim. Listen. One,
No, you listen,
fuck you.
Derek.
Two,
You
thank you
listen
for
to
being
me,
here.
and you listen good. Kelly, being incredibly diplomatic. I would personally like all the listeners to know that Derek's is to blame. Eric's? Multiple Derek's.
Every
Regular
Derek in the
Derek
world
and
is
pneumonia
related
Derek.
to the show. Anyone who spells their name like an asshole, like I do, D-A, those Derek's, fuck them all.
Yeah.
Yes. So not only does Tim bring his incredible charisma and je ne sais quoi to this show, but he also
I'd say,
brings
like,
a soundboard.
pizzazz.
Yeah.
Real pizzazz.
Oh, pizzazz.
A real pizzazz. I have now looked at the thing that says recording
Yep.
15 times.
Same.
I
Same.
have
In the
not taken
2
my eyes
minutes
off
and
of it.
25 seconds that we have been recording.
I would like to
recording.
just take everyone through the moments that you just listened to.
Yes, please.
Because what you heard was us ending the show. Derek clicks.
Again, us
There
ending
is
our
a moment of
conversation.
complete silence. We didn't edit that in. And then we saw recording pop up. Our brains slowly registered. I was rife with COVID. Derek had pneumonia. And the brain process just slowly caught up. And then you heard the perfectly harmonized yelling of despair between
We
the three
did
of
kind
us.
of nail that For sure.
We did. It was
Yeah.
like we rehearsed that part. That was the cleanest part of the show. I would
Yeah.
Glad
say.
that part of
Great,
the show
though.
was recorded.
What you won't hear is the additional 8 minutes of just trauma processing
Oh, yeah.
that happened shortly
Yeah.
thereafter, in which we all came to terms with my idiocy. There were a lot of platitudes handed out about it being okay. It was not okay. One of the pieces of evidence of that being that this is now, what are we, 3 weeks later? We're recording this.
Yeah.
Like, getting the three of us in front of the Squadcast is a thing. And so, we were all so sick that we couldn't just go on. We couldn't like re-record the whole thing. We were spent by the end of that hour.
I was roasted.
Yeah, I have nothing left.
It was bad. So anyway, I am so incredibly pleased to be here with you both today to
Same.
actually
Same.
record. We are now 3 minutes and 54 seconds in. And
Not that I'm checking the counter.
I just thank you for your patience. I know that I am on now super secret probation, and I will do my best to not disappoint you both going forward.
Appreciate that.
Wonderful.
All right, let's move on from my idiocy. What do we want to talk about today?
Well, I think now that you are both healthy and well rested, I'm going to share with everybody that I am experiencing allergies for the first time.
Oh, no.
This sucks.
Nothing like
it's not
coming
great.
into allergies midlife and just being like,
Right.
here we are. It's allergy time for
I
the
made
first
it
time ever.
5.5 decades.
That's
Yeah.
that Seacoast getting into your nostrils.
Yeah,
that deep
I think
sea
it is.
coast.
That's
Yep.
what it
Your
is.
body's not
That's exactly
you're used
what
to
it is.
that almost Canada.
Yeah,
pollen
you're not
bullshit, but now
acclimatized to a
you're more in the
peaceful
granite state
wave lap.
variety.
Yeah, so it's fine. I mean, I'm sure I'll make it through.
Did you get to play the super fun game that I get to play every year, which is it COVID or is it allergies?
No.
That's a game we all get to play.
Those are
days.
fun. Yeah. That's fun.
That should have a
my
theme
throat's
song.
a little scratchy. My nose is running. My chest
my
kinda
God.
hurts.
Yeah.
Like that. Whoa.
Now we've implanted that game. We'll play going
I
forward.
should go check.
I need to test.
I mean, I'm a middle-aged gay woman. I've got COVID tests like you can't even imagine. I
I'm gonna say,
like
you must have at least
30
100 COVID tests.
Yeah, I've got maybe 30 left because several
that's
weeks
it?
back,
A mere 30.
I thought that I had COVID. I took a COVID test, tested positive, and then the following day tested negative. So I think it
sure.
was
In
just a
in
false
COVID
positive.
limbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So either I was wandering around like an idiot with COVID for 2 weeks and didn't know it, or I just got a false positive. I'm going with the latter and not the former. Michelle's at pool school this weekend, so I'm left to my own devices.
Pool
Just
school.
left alone with first-time allergies on the seacoast.
I know.
My God.
to just languish in
see-
your
To
Seacoast
Just
allergy.
languish in sniffly despair.
I didn't see my life going this way when I decided to move.
No one ever does, Kelly. No one ever does.
No, it's good. So Michelle will be home. She'll be home tomorrow. It's like a 2-day class. It's going to be fine. I will say that I do like the break. Every once in a while, I just kind of like do my own thing. It's
Sure.
weird because I work from home, and now I'm thinking, oh, I don't have to leave the house at all.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
forcing me out the door. We went to last weekend. We went to we ran some errands. Went to Target and went to Lowe's. I will say this and Michelle disagrees, and I'm sure this will come up for debate in future shows. There was like a 3-to-1 ratio in the amount of time that we spent in Lowe's versus what we spent in Target.
Yeah,
It
that's
was a
upsetting.
very,
That's
very.
upsetting.
It was.
They
a,
do
what
that
is
on
happening?
purpose, though. They do that. That's so they put stuff in the air vents. But anyway, go ahead.
No, it was Michelle who made that decision. So I
Like a casino. They're just pumping in pheromones that
They're
cause you
pumping
to
in
need a circular
pheromones.
saw.
I mean, there
Yeah.
were no windows, but they weren't serving free drinks, and I didn't come out of window. So we went to Target, and I know that Michelle has, and I share this, we both have some degree of social anxiety when we've kind of hit that wall, we need to go.
Sure.
So I'm maybe 25 minutes into, I was venturing towards like the candles and the pillows, and I could see how Michelle was like, we got to cut and run. But she just gives me this look, and it's, we have to get out of here.
Right.
As if to say, like, everything is about to explode and I'm getting you out of here to save your life. So then we wander over to Lowe's, and all of a sudden it's party time.
Yeah. Of course.
And, after 20 minutes, I was like, all right, this far exceeds my target time, but okay.
This doesn't
That
seem
store
like
to
an
just get
equal
to another one.
allocation.
And all that anxiety just completely rolled off of her the minute she walked through the Lowe's door. So I have to be an idiot because that's my job in my marriage.
You choose to be an idiot. Let's be clear. It's an active choice that you
I
make.
think at this point it's out of my hands. Right? Let's be
Perhaps
fair.
it started that way, but now
Right,
Yeah.
now
it's
it's
a natural.
Sure.
It's just
natural
who
thing
I
that
am.
happens.
Oh, Kelly Coffee? She's an idiot. Yep. I wouldn't
Listen.
Relate to that.
disagree.
You didn't forget to hit record, Kelly. It's not. Let's be clear. It's all relative.
That's
Bitter
fair.
coffee, a bushel of idiots.
A metric buttload
A
of
gaggle.
idiots.
I did experience some positive things when I was at Lowe's, as well as some negatives. I'm going to run through the positives first.
Okay.
If you're ever in Lowe's, I don't know if they play all the same songs in all the stores. Throwing down bangers. And I wrote a few down.
Bangers at the Lowe's.
Yep.
Unexpected, but I'll take it.
We Found Love by Rihanna.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
In a hardware place.
Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye.
Ooh, love
Yeah.
that classic.
Yeah.
Got to give it up.
Hot Child in the City by Nick Gilder. 80s song.
I love the spread here. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had to mess things up because Hold On by Wilson Phillips came on. And this is when I was hitting my wall.
Boy. Oh, boy.
And I had to shout, "Put your hands together, Greenland," because that's the town we were in, and begin singing loudly.
Also,
What else are you supposed
country.
to do?
Both the town and the country. Put your hands together
Put your hands together, Greenland.
for a little Wilson Phillips.
And then we had to get these wooden dowels for something. I don't know what they're for. And I kept on saying dowel, like as we're walking through the aisles. And then I
Interesting
started
choice.
to use these very large dowels as chopsticks, screaming from one end of the aisle to the other because Michelle has now abandoned me.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I
And
mean,
I said, "Look at my really big Chinese chopsticks. Michelle, look, I'm eating dinner." Yeah. So I had to.
picking up rolls of trash bags like they're sushi and
Yeah.
On the
was trying.
podcast, you couldn't have seen the self-loathing eye roll that Kelly just gave to herself.
Yeah. I think everybody else did something similar. So my takeaway message to everybody is that if you're going to go to Lowe's with your partner, just stay in the car. You know what I mean? Like bring a book.
So what you're saying is they didn't play Get Low in Lowe's? Because
Nope.
that feels like a natural get lows.
Well,
No,
I mean,
To the
we were only
windows,
in there
yeah,
for
or the
7.5
wall. Go to the
hours,
windows.
so
Go to the wall area. Get some drywall. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a natural tie-in. That seems
I'm
like
sure
Sweat
we're
dripping
going to
down
have
your
to go
balls, go
back
get a
at
mop.
some point. So,
some sanitizing wipes, whatever you need.
What I always find
For the
when I go
sweat.
to Lowe's, and I tend to go to Lowe's more than Home Depot, mostly just because of proximity, but also the Home Depot near me. I mean, I assume most of them are. Is just an absolute shit show
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that like I can never find what it is I'm looking for.
No.
Although I'm rarely looking for something I haven't bought before.
Sure.
But
you
I'm
don't know
in
if
the
it's in the same
store
place.
trying to like go to the Lowe's website and plug in the thing I'm looking for and then have it tell me what
yes.
aisle and what bin it's
section
in.
is it in? That's all
What
I
do
want
you
to know.
do when you've got no reception in the store? Then you're
think-
just the idiot walking around holding your phone up like you're
I
like
maintain
looking.
that is a conscious decision on behalf
Yeah.
of Lowe's. It's not that they're like a big metal and concrete building. That has nothing to do with it. They have made it so that you can't get on your network, so that you
Right.
wander around that fucking place until you
Right.
find what you're looking for, which could take 3-4 hours.
It's like at the grocery store where they put like milk and eggs as far away from the entrance as possible.
Oh yeah,
They
you gotta
know.
go past everything.
That's
else.
it.
It's the split aisle for me.
We're
It's
talking about
that-
big retail here, folks. All right, take
retail.
notes.
We're
Breaking
we're
it
pulling
down.
the curtain back
Yeah.
on big retail here, big hardware.
it's the dirty
So-
underbelly.
Dirty underbelly of big hardware. So anyway, yeah, we're by the way, we're back on the bell train. We've all figured out a bell situation, and I'm really proud of us. Tim's got a digital bell. Kelly and I both have analog bells.
And we're
so
still
you'll be
recording
hitting
it.
more of them.
12 minutes and 47 seconds.
48 seconds.
Look at
Yeah,
us.
if you heard a fury of bell ringing for no reason earlier, that was my daughter who came in to say goodbye and just decided, ooh, a bell.
Yeah, of course.
and just went.
Oh, I didn't see that. I heard
you
bells
definitely
when you
looked
started
around.
talking
Muted.
about a casino, and I thought maybe I blacked out and missed something. So I
No,
just
she
rolled
just
with it.
snuck in and just went ham on the bell. No, the Lowe's thing, for me, it's the split aisle. It's the aisle in the middle, so that even if you're walking by the registers and you're looking at the labels, and you're like, oh, I'll find what I'm looking for, and then you get to the end and you're like, but I didn't see, like, lights or light bulbs or whatever I need. It's because they split the aisle in half, and then there's a whole other section of shit towards the back of the store.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just some nonsense. You get in there, you're going to spend 4.5 hours no matter what you're looking for. Like Tim said, even if you know where it is. I hate it. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, Kelly.
No, it's fine. I'm still wondering why I called them Chinese chopsticks just now.
That's all I can think of when
I don't
you
know
say
why I did
chopsticks.
that. I thought I don't know.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chopsticks?
There's no other. No,
Yikes.
we're not going to bring bare
We're
naked
leaving
ladies.
bare naked ladies
Yeah,
references
I
out of the
can't.
podcast.
The fact that
That's
I even
strike
have
two.
to tell you that,
Okay,
I mean,
we let you get by with
like
not recording.
It's like
but
strike
we're gonna-
six, let's be
We're
clear.
gonna leave BNL out of it. My friend used to always call bare naked ladies stark naked women. He always referred to them. Like, oh, they would come on like in a story, like, oh, is this that Stark Naked Women band?
Yes, man.
no, no.
Doesn't
Have you guys
take
seen
much.
the TikToks where there's a person who's playing the role of like the producer of a band, and they're like, I think the lyrics should be like, it's been 1 week since you looked at me, and they're like, I hear what you're saying, but what if it's more like, it's been 1 week? So I'm like, yep, that's apparently how that goes. It's a lot of that going around. Now I'm thinking about different Chinese chopsticks jokes, which is not great, but
No, probably. Maybe we don't venture there. Hey, I have a new hobby.
Let's hear it.
So I am now a collector of minor league baseball hats.
Hell yeah. Like
I love the
I like it.
specificity. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
Very
I did
nice.
notice that you're wearing what appears to be
Fuck the MLB, right?
Yeah, you know what? Tried to fix it with the
Screw
dang
those
pitch clock.
guys.
You don't know shit.
good current events MLB reference, Tim. I'm proud of you. I don't think
I
Kelly
got a
and I
lot
would
of
have gotten
thoughts
there.
on the pitch
That
clock,
was
so,
great.
you know, but we'll
yes, Kelly is
spare you
currently
those.
wearing what appears to be a piece of shredded wheat with a face and legs. Tell us more about this.
I would say more of a running bagel, personally. But
Yeah, well, I mean, you're both equally close, but not accurate at all, to be
Is
honest.
it carb related in some way?
Yes, it is indeed.
Okay,
oh,
great.
Okay.
This is the official mascot of the first hat that I have acquired, the Montgomery Biscuits.
Oh, I
I was
love
close
that.
with bagel, but sure. Biscuit
Yeah,
makes
it's a biscuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sure.
The Montgomery biscuits.
Yep.
I love it so much.
So yeah, I think
The first
each week
of many,
we'll wear
Montgomery,
I assume.
Alabama?
I'm sorry.
Montgomery where? Alabama?
I don't know. I mean, I'm
Wherever
assuming,
there
Ah,
are biscuits.
Montgomery.
right?
Tim.
I'm assuming it's like a
Wherever
southern
they have
thing,
biscuits.
right?
Right.
Southern biscuit, and there is one logo, and it's like a smiling biscuit, but it's like split in half, and there's like some butter as a tongue, and it doesn't look like a
boy.
biscuit. I'm just
Ooh.
gonna say that.
Yeah,
It just
upsetting.
doesn't.
That's going in a direction you don't want.
Yeah.
Not good
Yeah.
hat material.
No.
Yeah,
No, I mean, this is
yeah.
bad enough. The shredded wheat bagel guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You start walking around with a biscuit with a butter tongue, and it's sort of like, you got a pineapple on your front door.
Love
Means
that band.
something, you know?
Love that band. Buttertongue.
Can I just say, I saw an upside down pineapple on the beach the other day.
Ooh, oh boy.
That means
Oh boy.
that's where the swingers
that-
are.
That beach is looking for action. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So it was like near
Nice.
somebody's house. So yeah, it was weird. Anyway,
Can
I
you
was
make
gonna get into
Butter Tongues the episode title, please? Just no context.
I don't think I can
Butter
do that.
I'm afraid not, man. Not gonna happen.
Sorry.
That Google search history is going to get real gnarly. She starts
Yeah.
throwing around those words on her computer.
Yikes. So a couple things in addition to collecting baseball hats that I just wear around the house because I don't go anywhere.
As previously stated.
I have become an LBW. For those of you who don't know, I'm now a lesbian
You're
bird
welcome.
watcher. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Congratulations, Kelly.
Thank
great.
you.
It's only taken a few
Congratulations.
months for you to really make your way into that
Yeah,
organization.
really been riding the
It
perimeter.
happened
I'm glad you're in the circle.
Literally overnight, it happened.
Wow.
So
As does fame generally.
Sure,
As does
fame
so
sometimes-
much.
it
just
went
hits,
viral, but just with me.
You can't pick when you're chosen, you know?
So I was taking a nap one day, go figure, and
Real out of character.
I know it's so weird. I never go in for a lie
This is
down.
before or after you were in the house doing nothing?
I think
During.
it was during. Yeah. So I got tired.
Sure. Yeah, I get it.
So Michelle's looking out the window and she said, I don't want anybody to panic.
Anybody.
Remain
Worst way to
really,
lead.
really calm.
Poppy, Maisel, be very, very
Easy
quiet.
does
And like
it.
all the dogs are asleep like around me. You know what I mean? It's like, laying on the couch or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yes, but everything's fine. And she goes and gets her very big binoculars or scope or whatever the hell it is, because I don't have all the lingo down yet.
Her LBW equipment.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's
Ocular equipment.
and it's like on a tripod and it's a whole thing.
Boy.
Oh.
And
wow.
she's like, there's a glossy ibis in the marsh. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
The elephant flies
Interesting.
at midnight. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
I don't know
It was
what
like
you're...
a code. Like the
Megan
bag
says
of
that to me.
weed
I'm like
just
taking my
arrived.
pants off and going into the bedroom. Like, oh, I got it.
Got it. Nailed it.
Code. It's code.
So then
get the
there's
peanut butter.
texting that's happening, and the lesbian bird watchers from Somersworth are on their way to our house.
Oh.
I will
wow.
note that
You're a destination now.
later on that evening, we are going to their house for dinner.
Sure.
And we're going to
you guys
see
gotta
them.
come here first.
Yes, we're going to see them. And Michelle was just like, hey, glossy ibis in the marsh. And I'm still like, okay, even when you text it out to me, I don't know what it means.
Even
Glossy
more so,
ibis.
I think,
Mm-hmm.
because now it's like, is this a cipher that I'm supposed to
Right.
now decode
Right.
into whatever you're trying to say? Yeah.
They jumped in the car. They were here in 25 minutes, which has all been impossible to do from Somersworth to Rye.
Right.
It seems like a very significant gamble to take a 20 to 25 minute car ride for a bird who may or may
right.
not still
For a
be
bird
there.
that's there now.
So
Like,
when
does
they
this
are
bird
en
know?
route, our friends
Yeah.
are en route, and Michelle was like, oh, he flew away.
you called it, Tim.
And you know what?
There it is.
They didn't care.
It could be
Go
back.
barreling towards
You don't
the
know.
Seacoast. 10 minutes later, and now I'm on the lesbian bird watching text
Sure.
group chat.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm, once again trying to like, all right, I'll just have like a 20-minute nap because we're going to dinner later and I get tired after I eat meat. And I wanted to rest up.
I got the meat sleeping.
I got meat sweats and meat
I
sleep.
got meat sweats and sleep. I gotta go have a meat sleep.
So then Michelle texts, another group text goes out, the glossy's back. And I was like, oh, all right.
Now you're on a
So-
first name basis.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Yeah.
glossy. It
The
was
glossy.
a really pretty bird.
Okay.
But like, here's the thing. Like, I appreciate the bird watching. I can't see any of the goddamn birds. I don't know. Was there like a course like in high school or
You missed that day in
right? They're like, oh, look at that over there. And like, I
Bird ed.
try and fit in and like, oh, is that like a, I don't know, a ham-fisted cock blocker? What is that over there? And they're like, no, it looks like a robin.
Those usually pay
I'm
a
like,
cover to get in the door, and they don't. They just buy water at the bar. They don't get any drinks.
Yeah,
That's a
maybe
red
throw a
wobble
lemon in
cock
it.
blocker, to be clear.
Yeah,
The
female.
ham-fisted cock blocker
cock
is only around in the fall.
Also,
So,
Kelly, isn't it
once
like
again,
the worst when someone's like, look, it's right there, and you're like, I don't see it, and they're like, and they
It's a
just keep
tree.
pointing to the same place as
And
if
like they get mad. They're like, okay,
Right.
do you see the pine? I'm like,
Yeah.
nope.
You
know
see
what I
the
mean?
tree? It's right next to the tree.
Right.
Like,
okay.
what?
So go 3 trees back and then over to the right, like right, not all the way to the right, but like
Right.
sort of to the right, but like straight back. It's right there. It is right there. It's right,
Right.
there. It's right. And like they get heated when I'm like, I can't say anything. I only see out of one eye anyway. So like there's
Right.
a deficit.
Yep.
So you know what I end up doing? Ooh, there it is.
Yeah, sure. Fake it till you make it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it now.
And you've made it. Now you're in. So
Yep.
What
I'm
a
in.
beautiful brownish, reddish, bluish bird that is.
Yeah. Hey,
Love it.
Glossy's back. You know.
you guys, Glossy's back.
And then they're like, well, we don't see it. And you're like, no, it's
Yeah.
right there.
right
I swear
there.
to God, it's right there.
It's
that
right
tree,
next to the
like, to the
tickle
right.
nuts ham face.
Ham-fisted cockblocker is the
Ham-fisted
best
cockblocker.
fake bird name I think I've ever heard.
Isn't it the worst too, where like someone's pointing at something and then there's the when it escalates, like the next step is they keep pointing and then they slowly start walking to where
Towards
you are
you.
to like try to like do the guideline from your eyes.
No. Just
And
straight
then
ahead.
only they're behind you
straight
and
ahead.
their arm is over your
Now
shoulder.
you're super
Right.
close to me.
like
your
you're
sweaty arm
sighting a
is probably
rifle
on
down their
me,
arm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you're still seeing what I'm not seeing, except now we're just closer. That's good.
Right.
Don't
So-
worry. I hated this when you were over there, and I hate it even more now.
I hate it even more now.
It is not
with the
that
seeing.
That we're
important to
sharing
me.
breath together.
So what I like to do is I kind of cheat a little bit. I have an app on my phone and I can hit record and it'll tell me like all the birds that are currently like screaming or whatever, chirping.
It listens to the birds and it's like, what you're hearing now is
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's cool.
Oh,
That's fun.
boy,
That's actually kind of cool.
It is
AI
kinda cool.
really coming through. Really coming through.
I don't know how
really
accurate
enjoying
they
that,
are
yeah.
because I had 9
No, it doesn't
different
matter.
birds.
Probably
we
as
have, we have
accurate
a
as the
ton of birds in
DNA,
the backyard.
dog DNA tests, right? It's just throwing out names, and you're
Yeah,
like, okay, sure,
guess so.
I buy it. Great.
Yeah,
Speaking of apps,
that's
you
what
had
I've been up
mentioned-
to.
You had mentioned an app that you wanted to discuss with us that you have been using, and I'm very interested in this app. There's an app that you mentioned that you are now a part of, another community that you are a part of, as it turns out. Because you're a joiner,
Helping
Kelly.
people. I'm a joiner.
There's nothing else.
helper.
Nothing else I know about you.
Kelly.
You are a joiner.
You know what? I am kind of a doer. I was talking with Tim earlier, and I was burping a lot when we were doing a little sound check. And Derek came in when I was explaining that I had a lot of watermelon.
I could see these two yahoos having some kind of conversation. I put my headphones on. All I hear is, that was a lot of watermelon. And then Tim hits a button and it goes, wah, 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 wah. And I'm like, this is going to be a good show.
A lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened.
So
before I
there's
joined.
this app that I have, and I think I joined during the pandemic because what's safer, right?
Sure.
You don't have. You can join, but
What
you're
else
not
are you
going
supposed to do?
anywhere, right?
Yeah, what else
You
are
know?
you going to do? Might as
Might
well
as well
join some app
blindly join some
communities.
communities. See
And
what's
it's
up.
called Be My Eyes. And the fact that I am blind in one eye, it's like be my eye.
My
You know what I
eye.
mean?
Singular.
There's not a sub-community for that, so they're like, that's
just,
fine.
It should
it's
have
all
parens.
inclusive.
Be my
Parentheses
monocle.
around the S. Be my eye and or
Be my
eye.
eye/eyes.
So they will call, and like I guess they put out a call to like a few thousand people, and it's like whoever picks up the phone. And I got one call, and the guy was like, "Hey, I'm packing for a trip, and I can't tell like which stack of clothes are my jeans and which ones are my shorts." And it was like all of his clothes were like laid out like on a dresser or something. I was like, oh, the ones on the left, whatever. So
So you're literally being their, like, they can't
Literally
see, and
being
you're literally
their
being
eye.
their eyes. This is incredible. Okay, all right, great.
And then one guy was like, I am trying to figure out, I came back from, I don't know, he was like away on a trip or like a business trip, and he couldn't figure out his password on his computer. He's like, what am I typing in? And like, I don't know his name or anything.
Oh my God. So like having to interpret what someone else's password is trying to be.
Yeah. So help him
That
out.
seems like a massive security.
Yeah, it really does.
But I don't
There
know
are-
where he works. I have
There are a lot
like,
of
you don't get his
sysadmins and
name
security
or anything.
professionals who are like, we got to shut this thing down immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of that app again? Beat my eye.
The one-eyed people.
Be my eyes if possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the latest call that I got, and I think this is why I'm a part of this, I'll call it a community.
Sure.
A guy called and he's like, hey, I need to find my way down to the street from the train platform. I'm like,
Okay.
okay. Trenton, New Jersey, motherfuckers.
Oh.
Bringing it
You're
back
like,
to
I
the
got this
roots.
one.
I was like,
I got this
Right.
one.
I don't
How
even,
much data does this app have about you?
I guess a lot.
I'm a little
I don't know.
concerned. Yeah.
I don't know.
you.
Yeah, I would say a substantial amount.
Who you gonna call?
So,
Kelly
like,
Coffee.
I have him like walking, but there's like those like billboards and there's benches and there's garbage cans, and he's like literally headed towards like off the platform, like onto the tracks. So you know what I
Suddenly
mean?
he's about to lose his hat, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be
That's
a
what I
whole
said.
My
thing.
head. You know what I'm saying in my head?
Can't
oh my
even
God,
believe
my
it
hat.
happened.
My hat. Oh my God.
You don't want any of that. You already know
Oh my
how
God,
that.
my hat's down there.
Fucking idiot.
For anybody who hasn't been listening to the show for the last, I don't know what year, that's a callback to an early Chang report.
It's my favorite St. Patrick's
No, that was what
Day.
you guys called me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. We called
Yeah.
you up, and you had
That was
stories. That's right.
That was. Hey, I got a story for
a
you.
live call-in session with Tim Chang.
So basically what I did with Trenton Train guy is I said, why don't we do this? Because he was like headed in a bad direction several times. And
Sure.
I said,
Sure.
can we just find a person to help you? So I outsourced it.
Can we get an on-site?
Is there anyone in your area who actually
And I-
knows what the
and
fuck
I
is
said,
going
can you
on?
just
'Cause-
can you just spin the phone around so I could see if there's a person around? And then actually had to say like, hey,
you there?
guy in the red jacket, can you come over near the gentleman with the what do you got, like a hat, like a Yankee with a Yankee hat
Yeah.
on?
He does like a look over at the guy. He's like, can't be talking to me. Looks down at his
Yeah.
jacket. He's like,
We were
oh
talking to
shit.
him.
Well, maybe. Hold on.
I don't
She
really
says
want to
again.
get into all
Hey,
that.
you!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's an app that you would like to download
And be
That-
of service.
to be of service to others, be my eye, parens, S. Yeah.
I love that you've both now said parents. I really, that's,
It's just a
that's killing
goddamn
it for
good
me.
word.
It is a fun word.
Yeah, that's really all. I have nothing to add.
Kelly Community Joiner Coffee.
That's what I do.
You
What's
know,
going on with
They're lucky to
guys?
have you. They're lucky to have you. Let's see. So something that I wanted to bring up months ago at this
30
point,
minutes, 7 seconds.
because the yep, still going strong.
still going strong, baby.
Because the last time we did actually record an episode, we did it on a very special birthday. And we didn't until after the show remember that we were recording on that very special birthday. So I would like to wish an extremely belated birthday
Yeah.
to one Mr. John Comer, fan
birthday,
of the
John.
show, constant
Thank you.
listener, supporter, sharer of our episodes on his social media. We really appreciate you, John. Thank you for listening. Just thank you for being you, John.
I personally
You're
thank
great.
John for lighting up my life on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and we're
big
going to
same.
get into why.
Big same. Yeah, because there's something else we wanted to bring up because we want to welcome you to a new segment here on Bitter Coffee called the Comer Corner, in which we share, by way of John, some fantastic jokes I would say almost nearly every day. John shares some jokes. You might call them dad jokes. Some people might call them dad jokes, but they're just wonderful little bits of sunshine.
I'd call them
that-
puns, little puns.
Yeah, I mean
right?
they're punny. They're just lovely.
Let's do a lightning round. We'll each do one. We'll go
so
around.
what we're
in a
going to do is we're
circle.
going to share a few John Comer jokes here. If you're interested in hearing them constantly or seeing them constantly, follow John on social media, Facebook specifically. But yeah, who's got one they want to share?
I have,
All right, I
I
got
have a
this
fresh one.
Okay, great.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Kelly. Give it a freshie.
What did one furniture maker say to another during a tense discussion? Let's table this.
Love it. Love that. Love that so much.
Who wants to go next?
I got one.
Okay, go ahead, Tim.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
Why?
It was too tired.
Oh, too tired. That's a number of wheels joke is what that is. I told this one after my work huddle the other day, and it absolutely killed. So I'll go ahead and say, rest in peace, boiled water. You will be missed. Hey! Love that one so much, John.
But then, I mean, John, he's kind of a loose cannon.
Yep.
Right? Because you're like,
Sure.
that's where I want to go, just to like have a laugh. And I do on a daily basis.
Sure.
He brings me so much joy. And then he'll come out with something that I'm not expecting.
Yeah.
And I'd like to read one to you.
Okay, great.
Please.
The happiest place on earth is suing the most miserable man in Florida. Good luck, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Daisy, Scrooge, McDuck, and others.
I like the swath of recognition there amongst the various Disney characters.
Ambulance inbound. Ambulance inbound. He killed them. They've been killed.
Man down.
Don't mess with John. Do not mess with
that's
John.
it.
John's coming with the heat, whether it be funny or topical, really.
All right, let's do one more round of Comer
Let's
Corner.
do one more round of Coma Corner. I got one here.
Go for it.
The wedding was so beautiful, even the cake was in tears. Yes! Just
Nailed
love
it.
them
Nailed
Oh, I
so
love
much.
it. Hold on.
so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
it. There you go.
All right, this is my favorite one. This one actually made me cackle out loud. This is an older one.
Okay.
I've been bored recently, so I decided to take up fencing. The neighbors kept demanding that I put it back.
Take up fencing. Oh, spectacular.
Wonderful.
Oh, so good.
That's wonderful.
So
Happy
Thank you,
birthday,
John Comer, for all your
Happy
wonderful.
birthday, John. We'd love to make Comer Corner
Content.
a regular thing. So keep up the fantastic work, and we'll be keeping an eye. So we appreciate you. Thanks, John.
He just celebrated an anniversary with his wife, right?
Oh,
I think
wonderful.
that's
Happy
right.
anniversary
Yeah.
as well,
Happy
John.
anniversary.
And wife.
John and wife?
John, just so you know, John is known locally as sort of like the cake master of the Central North Carolina area, is that he bakes cakes for people.
Oh.
Like, he could get any more wonderful and precious, but he bakes cakes like that. He's a cake guy. And so if somebody has a birthday or an anniversary or any kind of celebratory situation, congratulatory cakes are a big part of his oeuvre.
Nice.
And so I'm just think that's fantastic. Everything about the man is wonderful.
Same.
So,
But
happy
don't
birthday,
call John and say, hey, I need a cake, because I don't
No.
want pressure on the man.
It doesn't work as well if you're requesting. It's really more that it shows up one day and you're like, oh my God.
Sure.
you
He
baked me
just
a
like
cake. How
surprises
wonderful.
people with cakes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he does.
Wow.
It's wonderful. Absolutely
Amazing. That's amazing.
wonderful. So that was one of the things I definitely wanted to get into today.
All right.
Thanks for listening, John. We
right.
appreciate you. Anything else? What else? What we got on deck?
I had a thought.
I've
the
got a
other
musical
day.
number for you.
Oh, go ahead. Go.
Oh, yeah.
So a little bit of background. I was telling Darek and Kelly about this already, but there was a Chang report that I had done, and I had warned them that it was not my best content, but I was giving it a shot after having not done one in a while. And luckily for you, it'll never see the light of day.
At least you recorded it.
Much like the episode we didn't.
At least I recorded it. At
I'm
least it
trying
exists.
to get ahead of it so that
Eric.
I'm making fun of me, but Kelly's
man.
making sure that I'm taking shots directly.
I'm 2 moves ahead. I'm 2 moves
Which,
ahead
like,
of you, Fenton.
Fair enough.
We can maybe get into the content of that Chang report as a discussion, but as a monologue, it wasn't working quite right.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: as a lead up to this discussion, I made a theme song for that Chang report,
Oh.
as I love to do.
Of course you do.
Because it's just a fun little creative thing for me to futz around with, and
So many technical terms.
I know. Especially futz.
Futz set to 3. Futz set to 5.
You don't want to overdo it with the futz.
No. You sprinkle in the futz.
Yeah, you
Can we
gotta
turn
just
down the
salt
futz
bait
a
it.
little bit? It's really, I got a lot of futz in my cans.
Right. Yeah. So as a prelude to me throwing this discussion out, I will play for you the theme
live
song I
theme.
wrote because I really think you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, we're ready.
All right. Hope this works. Here we go.
Same.
3, 2, 1, 0.
That thing out of here. Get out of here.
Ron mix.
Out of here. Out of here.
Insane report.
it again.
cracking. Yeah, of course. I was cracking myself up making this thing, cutting up
Cue
Ron's
that
audio.
up again.
Holy shit.
All right, hold on. I'll get it going for you again. Round 2.
3, 2, 1, 0.
That thing out of here. Get out of here.
The echo. It's the echo for me. That's a great beat.
Really good.
Out of here. Out of here.
Insane report.
That's you getting the thing out of there at the end, I think, right?
It's getting out of there.
Ooh, boy.
I was trying to cut in myself saying, like, oh, thing's pretty jacked up, huh? But I decided to just let Ron have his moment.
There's no competing with Ron in such
No.
a remix. So
No, I have no idea how loud that was on the stream. I think I was peaking, so
it's
that was
fine.
really
If it's loud, then good. As far as I'm
Solid.
concerned,
Sorry,
I'm glad
everybody.
everyone could hear
I
it.
think it needs to be loud.
Yeah,
You can't have a fat Ron beat without it being loud as hell.
played loud.
I
We
don't
don't
think.
want it. Oh my God! Thank the Lord that didn't find the cutting room floor.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God that was recorded. Because
That's
man,
fantastic.
that was
Right.
great, Tim.
I'm
Thank
glad you
for that.
enjoyed that. I
So
really
what-
had to share that with you all because it was
What was
quite
the
enjoyable.
what was the topic that brought to the table?
So,
what could
what had
possibly
led me-
compete with that?
right.
I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah,
I know.
Same.
Roll credit.
I had been watching, so it was
Roll
prior
the
to.
Oh yeah. Have we talked about the fact that we have a name for the theme song? The name of the theme song.
Tim said it's
no, we
Anal
did.
Fiesta.
Anal Fiesta.
But I mean, maybe it's just a working.
You
title
asked me what
for
the
now.
song title was for the theme music, and I just threw out the first 2 words that came to my mind, which were anal fiesta.
Yep.
A
That's-
Fiesta.
A
and then,
Fiesta.
but there's a dot, and there's a curious dot. It's called a Fiesta? No, it's called A dot Fiesta. And it's like, well, what does the A stand for? Anal.
Anal.
Oh,
Anal.
Interesting.
Duh.
Okay. Durr. What else would it be if you listened
Parental
to the show?
advisory on the
A's
bitter
and anal.
bitter coffee theme song needs parental
A
advisory
is
on
in
it.
anal, N is in now, L-A is in al, L is in l. So, all right. So you,
Right.
so anyway,
So-
that would have been the intro music. To
That would have
what
been the
topic?
intro. So I had recorded the Chang report on the heels of watching the HBO documentary about the Murdaugh trial.
Ah, okay. Yep.
So it was before they had actually given a verdict on it. It was like when the trial was actually happening, and I had just watched the documentary on it.
Yep.
And what had got me thinking was like, court is fucking weird. Like, if you think about court as like a concept, and I would say that like my only point of reference here is like documentaries, shitty TV shows, and like a thought
Right.
that I had.
That's
like
your, that's your court information.
I have
Yeah.
not yet, will probably at some juncture in life be in a courtroom, hopefully not as the defendant.
Sure.
But I suppose it's not out of the question.
We're all
to
pulling
this
for you,
point,
Tim.
yeah, we're really
Thanks. Thoughts
putting
and
that out
prayers
there.
that I
Yeah.
don't
Healing
end up
energy
in a
for your
courtroom.
future future
And if
misdemeanors.
I do at some point, then you can all look back at this and laugh.
Sure. Well, they're going to subpoena this, so
Yeah,
it's
right.
fine.
This would then be
It'll be
evidence.
out there in the public record. Yeah.
Sure. But like
We
if
have
you
a
think
path
about it as
through.
like
It's
a
good.
just in a if you think about it in a vacuum, like court's fucking crazy. Like it's just like you walk in and like it's a room, right? The courtroom, you know,
Yeah.
standard room configuration,
Yeah.
four walls,
Contains
and a door.
one room.
But like you got someone who's like you got a person sitting at like a giant desk. That
Yeah,
like,
like a weird cartoon stage desk. Yep.
right, and it could be anywhere between like the range of desks is like hand carved by artisans
Oh, yeah.
in 10 BC to like bought it at IKEA yesterday.
Right. Well, the
Yeah.
range of courtrooms is similar.
Right.
It's like
It's crazy.
folding chairs or like church pews. Those are that's the extremes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And we're talking like real court, like murder court, not like you're fighting a traffic ticket court. And I think that's different.
Play the theme song for Murder Court.
episode of Murder Court. I feel like that's the sound they play before they like cut to the next case.
Oh, absolutely.
Star
Absolutely.
wipe to next case. Yeah. I'm imagining it in like how the guy yells Mortal Kombat. That's how
Yes.
I'm.
Finish him. Guilty. Yeah. Right. So like you got this like person sitting at a desk, right?
Yep.
And then like that desk has like a sidecar on it.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
like a motor, like, and like, so that's got like a little side spot for someone else to sit. And then there's just like 2 tables of people. And I think like no matter what reason you're there for the court,
Yeah.
like no one's happy to be there.
No one's stoked about
Like,
it. Yes.
Everyone in that courtroom is thinking, if I could have just done that differently,
Right.
I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if whatever I had done was not that,
Right.
I could not be here, and that
Or
would
like
be great.
if you're on the other side of it, if you're not the defendant and you're just like, man, I wish I didn't meet that person or go to that place or buy that thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
If I could
It's just a room of regret
yeah.
and weird
If I could just
furniture
control
arrangements.
Z my life at that point, undo.
Undo. Multiple undo.
More often
Command-
than not,
Command
it's
Z for
only
you
the
Mac
person
users.
on the witness stand who has a microphone.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just talking, right?
Right. Just screaming into the abyss and hoping
Right.
for the best.
Right.
Yeah,
And back in the day, they would have the court reporters or had like the weird machines.
So
that had,
the
like,
stenographer. This is the
Stenographers.
other weird thing about
Now
court.
they
Have you ever
have, like-
seen a stenographer's keyboard?
It's like it's
wild.
It's like 4
Sanskrit.
keys.
Yeah.
But now they have like this foam thing that they put over their mouths, and they just repeat what the other people
Really?
are saying, and it's transcribed.
Oh, no way.
Shouldn't the people talking just be wearing those then?
Couldn't they just have microphones
But
on?
you can't hear
Like-
them.
Right.
So she could be saying, the person who's doing this, the court reporter could be saying anything.
Right.
Sure.
Court reporters,
Right?
then they're just like blue da ba dee da ba da, you know, the whole transcript.
I mean-
like, oh, sorry, I had an earworm. I couldn't.
Court feels like one of those things that just hasn't been updated, but not for a good reason.
Yeah.
It's just like we've always been doing it this way, so we might
is how we do
I
it.
saw My Cousin Vinny when I was like 15, and this just
Right.
feels like what court should look like, so let's just make court look like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
that feels like one of those things. To your point, microphone technology has come a long way.
Right.
Like, it's not complicated. You could
can I ask a
easily
clarifying
have
question?
microphones throughout the entire area.
Are
Yeah,
there
please.
animal noises going on in the background? Am
So,
I the only one hearing them?
So my dogs
Oh, I
are
could see
fighting
them.
on
Yeah.
the floor. Hang on,
Okay,
you can
all
kind
right.
of see them in the corner of the.
Like, I thought I
that's
heard a
just your
meow.
reaction- That's just your reaction to thinking about court, Kelly.
Okay,
Your brain
all right.
is creating
Okay.
that. So that's a
Okay,
legit
my
meow.
God.
That's on the fucking soundboard. Meowder court.
Meowder.
So
Hey.
no, my dogs are fighting. Tito and Henry are having a little battle royale back here on the floor. Can you
that a
guys go
trampoline in your
away?
basement?
Yeah.
Does look like a
Oh yeah.
trampoline.
Welcome to Phantom Office South,
Now-
because Hannah works in the actual office and I work in the basement. So there's
What does that have to do with the
foosball
trampoline?
table.
Specifically, like an outdoor.
Are you the guy? Are
activity?
you like on a meeting? Just
So for the
Bouncing
record,
up
it
and
has a
down?
handle. Okay, so it's okay. She won't
Oh.
always fall off of it. You can't see
Oh,
it.
it's
but there's
for
a
Gwen.
handle. It's a Gwen
Okay.
trampoline.
Okay, I
It's
thought it
not a
was-
workout trampoline. I don't
Okay.
use it during my. It's not like I have a trampoline desk. Like
Okay.
that's not a
that's
thing.
what I was saying. You're just like on a call.
Like, really
So,
difficult.
What we have to really think about is if I'm, if we're gonna.
You can't see Tim hopping up and down in the screen. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness going on because this is my basement. But yes, there is a dog fight happening.
So
there
there's
is
like
a trampoline in the background.
And then there's a rocking chair.
Yes, there's a
You know
there's a
what I mean?
foosball
It's
table
something
leaned
for
against the wall,
all
making it
ages,
completely useless.
really. From birth
yeah.
to
Appears
death.
to be
They've got
some
you
sort of
covered in
giant
this
pipe
basement.
going to the outdoors.
I get a lot of questions and calls about the giant pipe going up and out the wall. There's a gas powered stove down here that we heat the downstairs with.
Why does it need a pipe?
That's a vent. Goes outside so that we don't have soot.
I've seen a
in the
vent.
home.
That's a pipe.
Yeah, that's definitely a pipe. I mean,
Don't gaslight me. I know what a vent looks like.
Don't gas
That
stove
is a
light me,
pipe. Don't
Derek.
no,
gas
that's not a
stove
vent.
bitch.
The vent has
me.
like lines in it.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a vent. That's a pipe.
That's a pipe.
Kelly guessed
I
it.
hit fucking record. What more do you people want from me? How much persecution must I endure as a result? Okay. I don't know. I don't know from home heating.
A bunch.
I mean, I think as your friend, I think we have a responsibility
Yeah,
to
we
help
do.
you differentiate between
We'll let it
event
go
and
in the
a
next
fight.
10 to 15 years.
But
All right.
I don't. I'm still stuck on
Yeah,
the
so
trampoline
anyway, those were just... Oh, right.
and a very
Also, before
low
we move
ceiling
on
in that basement. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no, there's really
She's
no
3
hopping.
feet tall. It's fine. She's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. She's
All
good.
right.
She doesn't get a lot of. She doesn't have a huge vertical just yet. Okay, we're
Okay.
working on it.
Not yet.
All right.
In the spring, when we're getting the jump master out, and she's out there dunking the ball. That's what we're trying. That's what we're looking for. Okay.
Perfect.
Training.
Perfect.
It's training.
All right.
You know, she's got to pay for us at some point in her life, and so whatever it is, whether that's basketball or whatever other
sure.
thing she's going to get into,
Right.
we're going to need medication paid for, and she's going to help us with that. Can you two dogs shut the fuck up? Get out of here.
Is he talking to us, Tim? I'm not really.
I think so.
Also, Tito and Henry.
Okay.
That's rude. That's rude to us.
Go away. Go. Sorry.
I'm not a
Tito.
dog. I'm a dog.
Got that dog in me. Speaking of got that dog in me,
Oh.
I
Don't think I love where this is going,
I don't
Derek.
think. I think this is where the show wraps up.
really walked into that one. That's on me.
We did.
The needle scratch. Heard that. Loved
I've been
it.
waiting to use that one.
Loved it. So here's the thing I wanted to bring up, and I want everybody to be open. We're in the trust tree here. It's just the three of us, right? And so I want to
Pretty
talk
much,
about
yeah.
like what is the thing that legitimately that's about right. Based on our posting schedule, there's just us left. So what is the thing that you watch on YouTube that other people would be like, why the fuck is that interesting to you? And I will give you two examples. I will give you two examples
Sure.
that I find myself in a deep YouTube hole with constantly. And those two things are golf videos. So not
fair.
only do people hate watching golf on TV when it is actual golf, but the golf videos I watch are like amateur golfers who like record themselves playing around a golf. Now, in my defense, they're often funny people who also play golf. Like Bob Does Sports is one of my favorite follows on YouTube. That's one of the things they say is they got that dog in him whenever he hits like the one time they hit a good shot. That's what they say. Yeah, exactly. And so golf videos, which Hannah is always like, are you watching a golf video again? And I'm like, yeah, I don't get to play enough golf. So I have to golf vicariously through YouTube. Okay. So that's one of the things. The other thing, hip hop dance videos. I think I've talked to Kelly about this before, at least at some point. But that's
I get
something
it.
that I
get
find
it.
myself like choreography amongst like 20 to 25 people in which it looks as though they are all moving exactly the same does something to my brain where I feel like my life is in better order because those people are so in unison. Like for some reason it helps me center myself, and those are the two like YouTube rabbit holes I find myself falling down all the time. If anybody out there has recommendations for good golf channels to follow, let me know. I'm big into Bob Does Sports, big into Busta Jack Golf, love that one as well. Not a big good fan, but other than that, I'm really into it.
no
That made
idea what
sense
you're
to
saying.
literally
I don't
no
know any
one
of them.
who
I
listens to
golf,
this
and I don't
show.
know
You
what
golf,
the
right,
fuck
Tim?
you just said.
Isn't
But
there
anyway.
like a golf channel?
So there's a golf TV channel called
Isn't it good
fittingly and uncreatively the Golf Channel, but I
Tracks?
I don't have cable, and so and I'm not interested in like golf commentary. To be clear, I'm not interested in people talking about golf. That's not
Derek wants the how do you suck less video.
Yeah, right. I want someone to fix my slice for sure. But I really like watching people who aren't that much better than me at golf. That is interesting to me because I can relate to that. I can't relate to professional golfers who are shooting 40 strokes better than me every single time they're out there. But these folks I can, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I'm curious if there are similar things in your internet content viewing area that you would share as well, that you'd be comfortable sharing with the listenership around what you tend to watch on YouTube.
I'm really
Kelly's got
glad that
something
you brought this topic up.
Queued up with something.
Yeah, she's been waiting to speak for
She's been poised at the mic for at least 2 minutes.
And here's why. Why.
Okay.
Because if I sit too far from the mic, then I don't know what happens. Stuff happens.
stuff happens. Yeah.
Just the other night.
Murder Court's the episode title, by the way. Murder.
Just the other night, I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole.
Whew. Okay, you meant
I got
digitally.
concerned there. I'm like, are you okay?
Oh.
Rabbit hole. Got it.
I was watching documentaries and like self-made little video clips on abandoned mental institutions in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All
That is
right.
so specific.
So specific and yet incredibly interesting.
Hence my poise
Right.
at the moment, because like I'm feeling really
Whatever you guys
fucking
have to say is
seen
not
right
important.
now. I feel
got
really
content.
seen. I feel understood.
Yep.
That's why I was excited. And
Yeah,
my
for
backup
sure.
to that is usually Behind the Music from VH1.
Oh, yes.
But
Ooh, nice.
Behind the
mostly
music
like
clips.
80s hair bands. Poison,
okay.
Motley
Sure.
Crue, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ones
yeah.
that just kind of like the wheels came off
The real
fucking bus.
debauchery shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real bad ones. I'll watch Rat,
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Dawkins, all of them.
So we're snorting coke off the hood of this Cadillac in front of the Best Western again. And yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
Turns out it
Love
was a
that.
live camel. Who knew?
Better than the dead camel from the month before, that's for sure. Didn't smell nearly as bad.
That's why I got really excited, because I was just going to keep that to myself.
No.
And now it's
that's
out
something
there.
you share.
Now it's
That's
out there.
something
Yeah,
you share.
behind the music needs to come back, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't that's one of those shows that should have just stayed on forever.
You know what else was awesome? As adjacent to Behind the Music was Pop-Up Video.
Oh, I love pop-up
Which
Hell
is
videos.
yeah.
like in situ behind the music.
Yeah.
I loved that show. That was great. For
Right.
anybody
Get
who
a
didn't
little fun
have or
fact.
watch VH1, remember VH1? That was a show where they would play facts during the music videos that would literally
Love
pop
that
up on
show.
the screen and tell you little tidbits of behind the scenes. It was like a DVD extra features during music videos. It was
Right.
great.
Oh,
It
that's
was
a good qu- that's-
great.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that show. Great call.
Yeah.
Tim. Great call.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Other clip things I will watch constantly is like partial segments of Inside the Actors Studio.
Yeah.
Big
God,
fan of
I
that.
fucking
Yeah.
love that show.
There's a
Yeah.
show you can't buy on DVD. For some
Really?
reason, you can't stream it. You can't find it. I think if you like subscribe
Interesting.
to the like
FUNYU.
Bravo, like the Bravo on demand channel, all 9 people who do that can actually watch the show. But other than that, you can't get it. I have the Robin Williams one on DVD. It's the best thing ever. Great show. So I'll look up clips to that. Yeah, screw you, NYU Actors Studio, for not allowing the licensing on that show more widely. But
I didn't really care about the first 45 minutes of those interviews. I just want to hear your favorite curse word.
favorite curse word. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you hope
But,
God
like-
says? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, there's one clip from that show that always sticks in my head relating to a specific word. And it is, what's his name? James Lipton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
James
No.
Lipton, you got it.
James Lipton?
R.I.P.
He was interviewing Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And he asked him what his favorite word is. And Kiefer Sutherland has this like weird, I'm going to call faux intellectual pause where he sort of like considers himself for a minute.
Real
Like his
fake
father, who I
perspective.
can't stand from those Simply fucking fruit commercials.
There's another callback.
Go ahead.
Real
Sorry.
ancient callback right there.
Sorry.
God damn, Donald
Man,
Sutherland.
still triggered by
Goddamn Donald Sutherland. No, this is the other Sutherland. Also a dork. Yeah. And he just like considers himself for a minute and then he just says gravitas.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nobody likes
all right.
Get
that
out of here.
That's your
off.
favorite word? A, go fuck yourself. B, I don't like the way you said that. And C, every time I hear, think of, or see the word gravitas, I see Kiefer Sutherland's
Fucking
dumb
Kiefer
face
Sutherland.
going, gravitas.
Do you hear him saying it too?
Yes.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, Kiefer Sutherland saying the word gravitas is going to live in my brain rent-free for the rest of my
Can't
fucking
get
life.
rid of that. Can't learn some new important fact simply
No.
because.
Nope. I oftentimes on YouTube, if you look at my like recommended videos, is pretty fucking crazy. Obviously, there's like a lot of like music production
Sure,
videos and
yeah.
shit.
Things
like
you're trying
that.
to learn about. Uh-huh.
But
yep.
then, like, slid in there, you're going to get a lot of fail army, a lot of people falling down,
that tracks.
compilations.
That tracks. Yep.
Yeah. I was subscribed to one channel that was supposed to help me with Portuguese words before I went to Portugal.
Oh.
And now I just get all of the how to
Just
say
recommended
things I wish I knew before I moved to
Portuguese.
Portugal. How to not sound like an American in Portugal. How to tip your waiter in Portugal. It's a lot of Portugal content that I more so look at the thumbnails of and don't watch. But
It would be fun to like try and 6 degrees of separation in your YouTube history and be like, why? If I'm YouTube, what is it about me that's causing this to be recommended? Like
Yeah.
most things would make sense, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, what's this one? What?
Right.
Why does YouTube think I want to watch that video?
Right.
I'm just looking at my like YouTube suggested now, and I'm like, yup, that tracks. Yup, that tracks. And occasionally you're just like, daily workspace lo-fi deep focus. I don't give a shit about that. I
Or
have
this
no
one that says,
interest
this
in
skate
that.
ramp is on fire in all caps.
Like,
Not
well,
sure how I got there, but sure.
apparently it's something I need to know about. I will say one more as I'm looking
I
at
would
this.
watch that.
Yeah, it's probably pretty good, actually.
I think is really important is restoration videos of like
yeah.
the one I'm looking at right now, Forgotten Rusty Lantern Restoration, and it's like you imagine that this is like a very small version of a lighthouse. It's got the glass dome with the metal around it. It's
sure.
all rusty. Like I immediately want to, as soon as we're done with this recording, I'm going to go watch that video because there's something healing about
Sure.
watching
Yeah,
someone
it's very satisfying.
like-
It's very satisfying.
like sandblast rust off of metal. Like it just makes me feel centered, and I really appreciate it.
next song is called Sandblasted Lantern.
All right, well, the crack up has begun. Let's fucking wrap this
Yep,
shit up.
there it
shall we?
is. We found
it. There we go. There's our
Kelly, the
58
floor
minutes
is yours.
sweet
Shall we
spot.
thank some sponsors?
Yeah, let's thank some folks. Let's give a big shout out to the Polarity Foundation.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
Generous donation has made this podcast impossible.
Impossible. No, that's
Honorable
me.
mention- honorable
That's me
mention
not
to
hitting
LBW.
record.
I didn't want to put too fine a point on it, Derek, okay? Just look, sometimes it's a pipe, sometimes it's a vent. That's all I'm going to say,
That's it.
right?
Don't worry about it.
Another episode title possibility: Pipes versus Vents. Discuss.
I want to thank Tim and Tanya at Green Mountain Foster Bikes, giving rebuilt and donated bikes to foster kids in Vermont. Also the home of Little City Cycles, a place to find your new friend in a magic bike. They're located at 62 Miggs Road in what town is that, Derek?
I believe that's for Jenny's.
You believe correctly.
Excellent.
Give them a call at 802-877-3000. Want to thank Doggy Styles Pet Salon, located at 925 Roosevelt Highway in Colchester. Text them or call them at 802-654-7387. And now with the new improved theme music to back it up, want to thank Ron's Automotive, who has not been getting into it since 1991. Located in Rossingdale, Massachusetts. Give him a call on the phone that he wears clipped to his t-shirt, probably filthy, at 617-323-9725.
The phone and the T-shirt, to be clear.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, both
For
are
sure.
filthy.
And
Absolutely.
the mouth.
Yeah.
The mouth as well.
Get that thing out of here.
It takes a fucking mess down there. It's all rotted.
You go immediately into that character so seamlessly. I'm like, well, I guess Tim's gone now.
We're here with Ron.
Oh, Ron, you've been here all
on
along.
the show.
Yeah.
Like,
Tim,
if you shut your eyes, it's not you. It's Ron.
are you able to cue that up for us one more time, and that we'll let that take us out after we
I
finish the
absolutely
outro?
can.
Okay,
I'm
thank
going to
you.
turn it down for you fine folks again.
Anybody
That's
else, Kelly? Do we hit everybody?
I think we hit everybody.
Yeah, I think we hit everybody.
Awesome. Well,
All right.
Tim, we're really happy to have you on board.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for
joining us.
having me and looking forward to
Henceforth.
more of this nonsense.
And
Outstanding.
apologies for the delay in this episode.
Actually,
Listen,
it should just be
Not
Derek.
going to talk
who's
about
apologizing.
it.
Derek's the only one who should.
I'd like to apologize on behalf of Derek.
On behalf of Bitter Coffee, more specifically, Derek. Listen, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I hope you enjoyed our abject panic that you heard
You
at the
were
beginning of the
infirmed.
show.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you were infirmed. So was I.
I can't wait to actually stop this recording after Tim plays the outro for us. It's going to be great. Thank you all,
All
for
right,
sticking
I'll
with
give
us.
you a little Ron music
Thanks,
and then
everybody.
the regular music, and then you all can get on with your day.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Peace.
3, 2, 1, 0.
That thing out of here.